Nathan Zagura here with your post-game recap presented by Clutch Transportation Services. The Hall of Fame weekend honoring Joe Thomas got off to a great start tonight as the Browns defeated the New York Jets 21-16 right here at Tom Benson Field in Canton. And for the Browns, there's a lot of good to take away from this game, but some things to work on as well. So how did we get to 21-16? Well, on the downside, we had a missed field goal from Cade York on the Browns' opening drive. It was 50 plus. He missed it wide to the right. The Browns defense would play excellent in this game, and I mean excellent all told, but the Browns would find themselves down at one point 13-0. Why? Turnovers. After Anthony Schwartz fumbled on a reverse deep into Browns territory, the defense held them to a field goal, making it 6-0 after the Jets had an earlier field goal following a big pass from Zach Wilson down the left sideline to get them in field goal range before the Browns defense forced them to attempt the three-pointer. They would go up 13-0 after Kellen Mond would throw an interception on the pass intended for Cedric Tillman. Again, deep in Browns territory. It was capped off by a Jets 10-yard touchdown run, so they're up 13-0. Things are not looking great for the Cleveland Browns. But Kellen Mond got it together on his final drive of the first half, leading the team down the field on a 17-play drive that involved multiple third down conversions, a fourth down conversion as well. None of the third down conversions, though, bigger than when Mond on 3rd and 13 found Cedric Tillman on the right sideline for 20 yards. The Browns' third-round pick and the first in their 2023 NFL draft had a very nice game, 2 catches for 35 yards. The Browns would run it with John Kelly a few times, who had a nice preseason outing, as is the usual for John Kelly, and the drive was capped off by Mond finding Kelly in the flat for a short touchdown pass, making it 13-7 as we went into halftime, or so we thought. With about 30 seconds left on the clock, the Jets got a huge kick return out to midfield. They were able to get into field goal range for Greg Zuerlein. He put it through for his 3rd field goal of the day, and so at the half, it was 16-7 Jets. But the second half would belong to Dorian Thompson-Robinson and the Browns defense. The Browns' 5th-round pick out of UCLA immediately brought an energy and an excitement to this Browns offense. His first drive, and as a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, started at his own 7. It would end 93 yards later with a touchdown. Robinson showing the ability to not only throw the ball, but to move it with his legs and to block. That's right. After a couple scrambles, a couple nice passes, the Browns found themselves down near the Jets' goal line, and on a play where Demetric Felton, his teammate at UCLA, bounced it to the outside. It was Dorian Thompson-Robinson's block that sprung Felton into the end zone, and all of a sudden, it was 16-14. But DTR was not done. He would lead the Browns on a 78-yard touchdown drive, his 2nd of the day, and that one culminated as he found Austin Watkins, the receiver who just joined the Browns while the team was at the Greenbrier, and it was Dorian Thompson-Robinson to Watkins in his first team period practice at the Greenbrier that was a touchdown, and that repeated itself tonight. A beautiful pass on a slant by DTR, an absolute dime, led Watkins up the field right into the end zone. The Browns were up 21-16. They had an opportunity to run out the clock, but were stopped just short and had to punt the ball back to the Jets. And now it was time for that defense once again. They culminated their great performance with an interception. Bubba Bolden finally getting an interception off the Jets quarterback late to seal the game for the Cleveland Browns. 21-16, the Browns winners. So the good, DTR, he had it going. Loved what we saw from the Browns' young quarterback there in the second half. I thought the Browns showed the ability to run the football. They showed the ability to throw it throughout that half. And I thought DeJuan Jones, who went the whole way for the Browns at right tackle, showed some dominant blocks from that position. And then the defense. They were great. A second half shutout against the Jets. They limited them to just 2 of 12 on third downs. In fact, the Jets didn't convert a third down until the 4th quarter, and also they got off the field on a 4th down. Young guys flying around on that defense. Mahmoud Diabate and Charlie Thomas at linebacker. Caleb Biggers at corner. Cam Mitchell at corner. Just flying around, making plays. Young guys up front. Sam Kamara had a nice game outside and inside on the Browns defensive line, and that's what these preseason games are about. But I loved what we saw from the offense, loved what we saw from the defense, but I know Bubba Ventrone's going to look at this film and get his special teams unit going because they allowed a couple of big returns. We had a missed field goal. We had a penalty that brought back one of our big returns. That's the area that needs to be cleaned up. 2 turnovers. You don't win often in the NFL, let alone in the preseason when you turn the ball over 2 times more than your opponent, and that was the story for most of the game. Obviously, the Browns got the interception late to even that up 2-1 on the turnover battle. But nonetheless, clean up those turnovers, get it going on special teams, because Jim Schwartz, I know, is thrilled with that defense, and I think that Kevin Stefanski is going to be very happy with what he saw from his young quarterback, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, here in the second half. The Browns will be back at it, getting back to practice on Sunday at Cross Country Mortgage Campus there in Berea, and then next Friday night, preseason game number 2 at Cleveland Brown Stadium against the Washington Commanders before the team heads to Philadelphia. The Browns are a winner, and now we turn all of our eyes to Canton Saturday for the HOF's induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.